what I'm going to try to do here. I saw somebody do it once. I'm going to practice on a piece of glued up spalted. Can't remember what this is from. Anyway, I'm going to make a practice coffee scoop where you turn the handle with a big ball on the end, put the ball in the chuck, let the handle while you make a scoop out of the ball. That's the plan. This is what we're striving for. This video is part 1 of 2. I will probably need the little skew. Might need the round scraper. I need a spindle gouge. And somewhere there's a roughing gouge. And skew. There's a skew. Skewing forward. Hell, it is. It's in reverse. Now it's in forward. But I have a pull-over windbreaker. The day wasn't cool, but that shirt is a wood chip magnet. And we're ready to make chips. Close. Right here. Now, I'm going to turn a ball down here. First I'm going to put a 10 in here, flop it around, put the ball on this end. Tighten that down before you get too rambunctious there, kid. I need to try to remember not to talk through my face shield. I don't know if I can get this tight enough. I might have made it too small. Check to see if we got it somewhere near the center first. Okay, that's the end of travel. This chuck is tight. Don't know how big a coffee scoop should be. Smaller than a golf ball, I guess. So the handle can be anywhere. We'll not go for precise size here. I don't expect a finished piece out of this. I just need to see if the process works. So ball about like that. Handle out to wherever. This is a perfect project to practice with a skew on, and I do need practice. Why is he jumping on me like that? I don't know. You can go faster. 14 1/4. I had done very little spindle work, concentrating on bowls, so the concept of turning a spindle up to 2000 RPM or better hadn't yet sunk in. So I'm puttering along here at 1400, not nearly fast enough. I think I know why I keep getting skate backs trying to round the ends this way. I'm not swinging the handle out far enough to keep the bevel on the cut. We'll work on that. Lack of bevel contact was only part of the problem. After watching people who know what they're doing with a skew, I realize I need to keep the point in the wood. Well, I guess I need to do a lot of work on that and farther from the chuck. That really dinged the hell out of this. So why can't I keep that? I'm coming off the bevel somehow. I'm going to try the little straight skew. Maybe come up a little bit. I'll put my shield back on. After that catch, I couldn't get my nerve back. I was really pressing down hard on the tool rest and the tool, and the bevel was burnishing the wood. I'm going to try this with a spindle gouge. That looks more like my speed. This is too high now. You might ask, why am I going to all the trouble to sand and experiment? Well, sometimes my experiments turn out to be halfway nice if I'd only taken care of them. That's my thin parting tool. made with a 35-cent steak knife from Goodwill. I'm trying to keep the end of the scoop blank round as I part it off. Now, you put this in the chuck, something like this, and scoop it out here. Now this chuck would mar it badly, even if I could get it in there. I think I need longer jaws. Let me see what I have. I have only 2 chucks and a small assortment of jaws. What I really needed was shark jaws that would hold a ball approximately 2 inches, 1.5 to 2 inches in diameter. And I'll put that on my shopping list. So that brilliant idea is kind of screwed. Unless I just want to clamp it in there. See if we can. Without a suitable way to clamp the scoop in a chuck, I made use of what I had, knowing that the corners of the jaws, even if they held, would badly damage the bowl of the scoop. But it was proof of concept, not turning out an art piece. That is pretty solid. But it certainly is going to uglify the outside of this with all those 2, 4, 6, 8 holes in it. Now the question is, how fast can I go with this? $5.50, shaking a little. Moral of that story is, make small handles. $4.86. Need a shield for this one. 1/2-inch spindle gouge. Stay away from the handle. Would have been smart to drill this. In time, I'll come to realize that the best tools for this are carbide. Well, I understand the principle now, but not near deep enough. I'll keep playing with it, just for practice. Try 3/8 bowl gouge. Smaller tools for smaller projects sounds reasonable enough. The 3/8 worked better than the half. Eventually, I used my 1/4-inch bowl gouge. Boy, it has to be round. You're having difficulty getting in there unless you drill it first and just work from the inside out. Oh, this might be an interesting place to try the round carbide. Well, that is, in principle, a coffee scoop. Nowhere near even. Chipped all to hell. And really beat up. It's crude. But it is a scoop. And it is one piece. One thing I needed and didn't have was jaws long enough to hold the bowl of the scoop. So I ordered them. And when they arrived, I tried again. I cut a template in plastic, both for diameter and spherical shape. This was good practice for turning beads, if nothing else. I soon realized it was better to put the handle end in the chuck and turn the ball at the other end. I had a gauge for the handle end also. I had to make it big enough to accept my branding iron. The scoop had to come down a little more. And just a little more. This is probably the only time I ever applied a finish to a coffee scoop. They're going to live in a dark coffee can, not on a display shelf. This was my first attempt to hold the scoop in the chuck. I was on the right track, but I had many steps to go. I made this first chuck within a chuck out of wood. I would graduate to PVC pipe and find success later. I don't know about this. This needs to be more over this way, I think. Not perfectly round. No surprise there, but how's an RPM? Okay, now what's the best way to hollow this out? I kind of think a drill might be the way to go. And then how deep? That's 1.25 inches. It doesn't want to go straight. Well, it didn't go through. These are going to have to be more round, and if they're not round, they got to be squashed this way, not this way. Not true, as I discovered later. It's best to have them slightly elongated at the poles and narrow at the equator if they are not perfectly round. The collar, which has broken. Okay, I think that's telling me it's breakfast time. I glue this side back together. Glue a couple places back together and come down after breakfast. I had planned to make this one video, but I'd forgotten how many false steps I made in perfecting my method for making coffee scoops. So part 2 should finish it, I hope. Thanks for watching.